join in on, that we interact and have fun, and don't be afraid to ask any question uh, to any of us. It's okay, because I can also be a student too. So don't be
Exactly.
afraid to ask any question about English, or any question about anything. It is okay.
Yeah, definitely. All the teachers are different here, and they're all going to speak in a different way, a different manner, different vocabulary. And sometimes they'll say something a different way than what you're used to hearing. Like, for example, I kind of learned a phrase today, your good name. I looked it up. It's like, what's your good name? I had never heard that term before. And and it confused me at first, but I just thought I assumed its name. So sometimes when you guys hear an unfamiliar term, take the term that you might know. Like Chris, have you ever heard the term good name before? Like that was something new for me. Yeah, I looked it up. It's a synonym. It's a tongue tied. It's a synonym for like the proper way to say your name. So I was looking that term up. So
I'm going to write that down in my notes.
but it said a person's high standing among others, dignity, good report, honor, prestige, reputation, repute, respect, status. So basically, the status, your name. So that's what he kept saying. So some of the younger web talkers like Thai and P, which I think he left. Maybe he left. Did he leave? Oh. So yeah, maybe he left. And so for some of the younger ones who are here listening, which is great. I think maybe Sophia had left. But anyways, you guys, if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, that's cool. If you guys are just gonna stay like crickets, I'll end the live officially and I'll close the gates. Oh, he's back. I was just talking about him and he's in the waiting room. So uh let's see.
I haven't eaten any crickets. I just want to let you know that I haven't eaten crickets yet. So maybe someday I will.
Yeah. Other than that, hey Tom, what do you want to talk about? He's gonna go get something to eat, maybe. You want to talk about anything, Thai? Anything interesting? You're back at school. Anything funny happening? I need some entertainment, so tell me something funny. Tell me a joke.
What?
Do you have a joke? Tell me a joke, a funny joke. Make me laugh. Tell me a funny joke. Do you know a funny joke?
No.
Okay, I'll tell you a funny joke, okay? Oh, wait, hold on. I just lost it. Okay. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken? Chris is like kicking his head. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why? It's funny how the simplest jokes aren't world renowned. I would think that would be translated everywhere.
Well, it took the chicken 50 years to do it. So that's a clue.
Well, they won't know the origin of the history of the joke. Actually, I don't even know when that joke originated. Okay, so here's the joke that I don't think too much about it. That's the first number one rule. The chicken, why did the chicken cross the road? The answer is to get to the other side. Do you get it? To get to the other side. I can't tell if it's a smile that she gets it or a smile like, what is he talking about? There you go. The chicken crossed the road because he wanted to get to the other side. To get to the other side. Thigh, do you get the joke? Do you get it?
Yes.
You get it? Okay, now you're laughing. Now you're
Good,
laughing.
good.
Tom, do you get the joke? Do you get it? Okay, okay. Another simple joke. Do you got a simple joke, Chris? That's of course G friendly and easy for kids to
Um,
try to get. I gotta dig in the back of my head. An easy. Ah, here's another one. Okay, Thigh. When I say knock knock, you say who's there. Okay. When I say knock knock, you say who's there. You got it? Okay. Knock knock.
Who is? Uh,
Who's there?
who's there?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Orange. Now you say orange who? Oh no, no, sorry. Chris is like, you're ruining the joke. Sorry, one more time, Ty. Sorry. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Banana. You say banana who?
Uh, banana.
Who?
Banana who?
Banana. You say banana who?
Banana who?
Banana. You say banana who?
Banana who?
Orange. You say orange who?
Orange juice.
Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Do you get it? Orange, you glad I didn't say banana? Say something, Chris. I don't know what you're doing.
I have a good one. Okay. What is black and white and red all over?
Black, red, white.
Black and white and red all over. It's a trick. It's the word red is not what you think it is. Okay, it's black and white, and the name red is not a color.
I don't know.
It's something you do. It's a newspaper. It's black and white, and you read it. It's red, READ, red all over. You read the whole newspaper. So it's black and white and it's red all over. It's a newspaper you finish after you reading it.
Oh my god.
You guys know what a newspaper is, right? A newspaper. They read the internet, Chris.
Okay, I'll do it this way. What if it's black and white and it's red all over? It's texts on your phone.
Yeah, so a newspaper you read, right? You read or you read a book. I read a book, I read a book. So read all over. You read the newspaper all over. You read the book all over. So what's black and white and red all over? The newspaper. Okay.
Yeah, that's an old joke. That's an old joke from 50 years ago when I was your age.
Yeah. Thigh or Tom or P or Fee. Sorry, Fee, Thigh or Tom. Do you guys have any jokes? Or did Fee leave again? Fee or Kim. Any jokes? Do you have any jokes? Any jokes? No one has a. You guys just translate the joke from Vietnamese to English. I'm sure it will make sense. You guys have to tell jokes in Vietnamese. Just translate it into English and tell the joke. Or Toto can translate your joke into English. You say the joke in Vietnamese. Toto can translate to English. Okay. Well, it's very quiet now, so I think it's at that time where people want to.
Find another topic, Teacher Grant. Think of another topic.
Oh, I'm tired out. I'm worn out. Like I'm just like I was gonna end with the jokes, and then I was gonna be done. But hey, Chris, I'll give you the host key if you want to just hit end when you're finished. I will make you host, and then you can continue. I trust you, Chris, with my.
That is a that is a good idea because I don't have a pro account yet.
Yeah. What I mean is, so when you're finished, all you have to do is there's a key there's a well you can either two things. You can message me, say we finished, I'll end it on my end, or there's going to be a little you see where it says live on YouTube. You see that
Yes,
function.
yes.
There's a drop arrow. So when you finish, you just hit stop stream. So you can keep it live. You can keep it going. I'm
Okay,
gonna just
I am tech savvy and I can do it. If
oh then
people
done.
if people want me to continue when Grant goes away,
Your host.
you let me know. You let me know.
All right. Well, I've already made you host, Teacher Chris, and
Thank you.
you guys welcome to enjoy his chit chat and talk with them, and I will bow out for the time.
Okay.
And I trust you, Chris. You're already tech savvy, and I'm sorry. I, I was being very horribly stereotypical because you mentioned your age, so I was thinking you weren't tech savvy. Bad on me. My dad isn't tech savvy. He's the same age as you, so that's why I was
I
putting two and two
started
together.
computers when I was 31, so I was a late bloomer, but I'm pretty tech savvy with computers now, but I'm not a texter and I don't even have a smartphone. My smartphone is a big computer. So that's
There
it.
you go. All right, so I'm gonna go out. Chris is here, you guys. Enjoy, and keep the web talk live, however long you wish, Chris, and then just end it at your leisure.
Okay. Thank you, Grant. Thank you, Teacher Grant.
You're welcome, you guys. All right, I'll see you guys later.
Mahalo, mahalo. Okay. Thank you, everyone. This is good for me because this is a test for me because this will be my first chance to share English with you. And oh, back when I was 18 years old, many people came to where I live from Vietnam. And then I started eating food that you would eat in Vietnam over here where I live. And so there were many places I could go and have food from Vietnam. So let's turn this in an English phrase, turn the tables around, and I am going to ask this question. What is your favorite American food? Okay?
Thank you, teacher. Nice to meet you.
Go ahead. What is your Toto, what is your favorite American food? Anybody, what is your favorite American food?
Yes. The favorite. Yeah. My American food that I like is hamburger, but I'm not sure that is it the American food.
Yes, hamburger is an American food. Yes.
Yeah, I really love this, and I like to bring it to eat when I have a picnic. Of I eat this for my breakfast.
Good. Now, do you eat the hamburger inside or do you eat the hamburger outside?
In my place is the countryside, so not many store they open the restaurant and sell the hamburger. So I would like to make the hamburger by myself, or I need to go to the city to eat the hamburger. Of course, if the hamburger I make by myself, I need to watch the YouTube and follow the step by step to make the hamburger. And I'm sure that it's not really the same with the taste in America. Yeah, and I just like if I have a chance to go to the city and go to the restaurant to eat the hamburger, and actually it's really I really love it.
Mm. Do you like to eat the hamburger that you make at home, or do you prefer, or meaning, do you rather like to eat the hamburger in the city where somebody else makes it for you? What kind of hamburger do you like the best?
Yeah, I just like to eat the hamburger in the restaurant.
Mm. Okay. Anybody else out there can let teacher Chris know what kind of American food, or it could be any kind of food that you don't find in your home, that is not normal in your home country, some foreign food that you don't eat at home, some treat or some special food that you don't normally eat every day. Erdi, how about you? What kind of what kind of? I know I saw you eating an apple the other day. Uh, I'm familiar with the food from your country, and I have eaten it many times. But Erdi, what kind of foods do you like that is not from Russia? Mm, okay. Um, let's see. What else can we talk about? Um, okay. So let's see. My family comes from another country. I am born in America, but my family comes from a country in Northern Europe. It is called Denmark. And the last time one time I was in Denmark, and I was 13 years old, and I turned the television on, and there was someone who moved from Vietnam to Denmark, and they were speaking the Danish language of my grandparents. And that is the first person who looks like most of you speaking the language that I was growing up with, because most of the time when I hear someone speak the language of my elders, they're all, white people just like myself. So when I saw someone originally from Vietnam speaking Danish, it was a surprise to me. So my question is, when you watch something on your phone or on your computer, what things you watch surprises you? You take notice that it's something really different and it surprises you. Could you share with me anything that you see on your phone or your computer or in school or anywhere that is a surprise to you? Mahuba, do you have something to say?
Yes, teacher, how are you? Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
nice to meet you. What surprises you in your life? What gives you a surprise?
What is surprises my life is I think that I know English, but when I watch and native speakers, I can't understand them well. That's my
Mm. I understand now. Can you, when you watch something in English, you may not understand it, but can
yeah.
you think about it in your, do you think about it in your own language first? Do you see something, oh, I know what is going on in your own language, but they are saying it in English and you don't understand, but in your own language, in your own head, you're thinking, I
Yeah.
know what this is in my language, but I don't understand it in English.
Yeah, I think that I know English. I thought myself when I speak to myself, I think that I know English. But when I see like politics and I can't understand them well. Like films, like some people I can't understand. If they speak fast, I can't understand them. But if they speak slowly, I can understand. How can I understand when they are speaking fast?
Yes. Um, the young people in my life, my brothers and sisters' children,
Yeah,
they are half my age and they talk very fast and it's very hard
yeah,
for me to understand them. I think younger people today speak faster than older people. So
yeah,
it is important. I am speaking slower than I normally would. So you can do the best you can and try to understand what I say, because I am listening very
yeah,
carefully to you and I'm doing the best I can to understand you too.
yeah.
Hi,
I know.
Erdi.
Hello, Teacher Chris. I'm back. I was absent,
Were
but I
you
don't.
eating? No, I'm teasing
Yeah,
you.
yeah. I was eating. It was. I took my second breakfast. It's my casual routine, and I.
Was it an apple?
Not. It was an egg and a sausage, and
Mm.
usually
Teacher
I
Chris
took.
Teacher Chris likes eggs and sausage. Does anybody here do not know what a sausage is? Does anybody here do not know what Erdi and I am talking about? Do they know not what a sausage is?
I don't know.
Okay. Erdi, can you say to Toto, explain to Toto what a sausage is?
Sausage is just long piece of meat, boiled meat, and it put into some, I don't know how to.
It's a casing. It's called a casing.
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 Okay.
Like a hot dog. Does people know
Ah,
what a
yes,
hot
yes,
dog
yes.
is? It's like a hot dog.
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Hello, Toto. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Oh, I have a question now for everybody. What is your favorite? What breakfast meal you like the best? My breakfast meal I like the best is very similar to what Mr. Webtalk likes. I like eggs on English muffins or toast with bacon or sausage and potatoes. That's what I like for breakfast. So anybody else here, please tell Teacher Chris what kind of food you like to eat at breakfast.
Hello, teacher.
Yes. What do you
I
like
like
to eat for breakfast?
in the morning. I like to breakfast the anjera. Anjera, Somali traditional food.
Ah, okay. That sounds very tasty, even though I don't know what it is, but it sounds good. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
anjera and tea. Anjera is a bread we bake in the morning. It's a traditional food. I can see you if you want. I can show you.
Okay.
Yeah, it is here. It's anjera. It's called anjera. Can you see?
Oh, yes. I have eaten something similar to that. Yes, my wife makes something similar to that. It looks very good. Thank you.
Yeah, it we call anjera. We like anjera in the morning and tea and soup. Some people add oil.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Muhuba.
you, teacher.
Is there anyone else would like to? We're getting so many people into the meeting now. Thank you. Thank you. This must be a friend of Mr. Webtalk coming in. Is there anyone else? Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else would like to share with Teacher Chris what kind of breakfast you like to eat?
Hello, teacher.
Yes.
In the morning, I like eating bread, sausage, and some vegetable like potato or um, lettuce.
Mmm.
Or sometimes, but there's many foods that I like to eat. Sometimes I wanna eat pho. Do you know pho?
Yes, I know pho. Yes, we have pho places all over where I live.
Oh, really?
Every street has a pho restaurant or a place to eat pho.
Yeah,
So it's very common where I live.
yeah, it's a famous and famous and traditional food in Vietnam?
People like pho here where I live because it costs less money than many other things that we buy.
How much? How much does it cost?
Maybe an American dollar or two or three. But it's a lot cheaper than most things we buy at a restaurant.
Yeah.
And another thing is most people from Vietnam who live in my city and in my area, they have what we call nail parlors and pedicure. I used to get my nails trimmed on my feet by people from Vietnam. And then I'm sitting there and everybody is speaking Vietnamese all the time. And they think I don't understand. Of course, I don't understand what they're saying, but their English is very poor. And maybe someday I will learn a few Vietnamese words so I can understand what they're saying. So there is a lot of Vietnamese, I can't even say the word right, sorry. There's a lot of people from Vietnam who live in where I live.
Can you say some Vietnamese words?
I don't know any.
Really?
You could teach me how would I say hello in Vietnamese?
You can say xin chào.
Xin chào.
Yeah, good pronounce.
Thank you.
Yeah, xin chào.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you. You can say cảm ơn. Cảm ơn is
Cảm
thank
ơn.
you.
Cảm
Yeah.
ơn.
Yeah.
Okay, xin chào, cảm ơn.
Yeah.
I speak a little Russian. I say to Erdi, I say like "До свидания" or "Da."
That's great. What, teacher, what languages do you know else?
Say again.
What languages do you know else?
Of course, I know Danish. I know German, a little German. I had German in 7th and 9th class. And I know a little more of the Swedish and Norwegian, and I can speak British English pretty good, pretty well. I understand a little French because my wife is French Canadian. Well, but the French that my wife's family speaks is from Quebec in Canada. And their French is from the year 1600. So their French is much different than the French over in France or the French in Africa or the French in Vietnam. So it is a different type of French. So I know history of Vietnam before the war and before I was born. So it was not a happy time when I was a young boy because there was a war in Vietnam at the time. And I was worried that my family would go over and be a soldier in Vietnam. And I was worried that I would go over too. But none of my family went to Vietnam to war when I was a young boy. So I'm happy now that Vietnam and my country are friends because it was not a happy time for me growing up,
Nhưng
knowing there was a war.
Hello, teacher. Hello, teacher Chris.
Any questions for me? Any more from anybody?
Yeah, I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, where do you live now?
I live in the United States. I live in the upper left corner of the United States. I'm right next to Canada. I'm in Washington State, the little state in the corner, on the left-hand corner, on the West Coast, right next to the Pacific Ocean.
Okay, okay. Actually, I wanna share something. Like, I used to study Russian, and right now I can remember some words, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can you take it for me? Because I wanna say hello in Russian.
Please do, because we have Erdi, my Russian friend. He is with us, so you can say something in Russian and you can make him smile.
Okay. Okay. Just one word. Just one word. Okay.
Okay,
Здравствуйте. Здравствуйте.
that's great. You have a wonderful pronunciation.
Okay.
Super.
I mean, I did study it for like 7 years ago and didn't use it at all. I mean, but I still remember some. Спасибо. Спасибо. Right.
Спасибо.
That's cool.
Okay.
That's
Да.
cool.
Хорошо. Хорошо.
Спасибо, да.
Wonderful.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Have you ever talked to Russians before?
No, but I have some friend from Russia. I have some friend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Maybe you are going to refresh your memory about Russia and
I mean,
to have some friends.
I have studied in China, and I have met many friends from all over the world. So yeah, from US, from Russia, from Canada, or Korean, Japanese, and yeah, it's a lot. So
But
yeah,
as I suppose you are from Vietnamese, isn't it?
yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can apply for the scholarship in China. Yeah.
That's good.
Scholarship in China. Yeah.
I would like to connect to you through Webtalk.
Sure. My name in Webtalk. My Webtalk name is actually is like my name now, like my name right now. But I don't know. How can I send you the link? I can send you the link.
Oh,
through
just
here.
send it through the chat.
Okay, sure. Okay.
It would be good. That's wonderful.
What I have to get used to is, for example, it's just a few minutes past midnight where I am, and so I know that it just became Sunday for me 4 minutes ago.
Wow.
So it is midnight for me. Now, we call it midnight here in America. And so when it is, here is an old phrase. When the clock strikes 12, see, we grew up with a clock with a face on it, with numbers a round clock with numbers all around, and it had a big hand and a small hand. Young people today read time with just numbers. But some of us older people, we read time with a clock with a face on it, with 12 on the top, 6 on the bottom, 9 on the left, and 3 on the right. So many of us older people can easily see read time with an analog clock instead of a digital clock. So I have a question. When you like to know what time it is, what clock do you like to read time? To know what time it is? Do you like to, when you want to know what time it is, do you read it with a digital clock when it's just numbers? Or is it a clock like your parents and your grandparents used when they were young?
Actually, we don't use traditional clocks now, and actually I often check my time through my PC on the right corner at the bottom, and that's or I use just a phone. But we have no traditional round clock on the wall at house, but we ordered it through AliExpress, and I think it's very soon it would be delivered, and then I will have to go for a post office to take it our parcel, and we will use this clock on the kitchen.
Yes, so we could say about Mr. Webtalk. Mr. Webtalk is a modern person, a person of today, because Mr. Webtalk, Erdi, he reads clocks, he reads time like a young person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I am a young person, but I prefer to use the traditional. You know, on my phone, it usually have the number, but I usually download the app. This have the traditional clock, and I feel like I prefer to use this, and I feel when I watch the clock with like the traditional clock, I feel it's easier for me to manage my time.
Same with me.
Yeah.
I am less nervous. I am much calmer. I am calm when I look at a traditional clock because that's the clock I learned from. So when I see time on a computer and I see the hours, the minutes, and I also have the seconds, it makes me nervous sometimes. I'm not at ease because it's the exact time. So when I see a traditional clock, I am calm.
Oh, Sergey has gone. I thought he would like to take a word, some word to say something, to share, but unfortunately he has gone. He has some times. Chichi Chris.
This is my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it is not a smartphone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah. Mhm.
In fact, my phone
How do you
is
how do you call
my phone is a Chinese phone, ZTE.
ZTE?
It's a Chinese, and we call it a flip phone.
Okay.
Flip.
I don't even
Flip.
know about it.
Uh-huh.
The Chinese brand. I don't even know. I didn't even know about it.
ZTE or ZTE,
Okay,
Chinese phone.
that's a good one.
I'm old fashioned. I don't
Yeah.
use a smartphone.
Okay.
No apps, no applications.
But your computer now is enough. It's good enough, right? It's good enough for our classes, for your classes.
I am going to use Zoom
Yeah,
for my classes,
yeah.
and it's
By
going to be, go ahead, sorry.
yeah, sure. By computer, right? Computer. Are you using computer? Computer.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. That's good enough. I mean, no need smartphone. Only computer is enough, right?
I am moving, it's a laptop screen, and I'm moving it up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my office. This is my office. This is my office. I have another computer and a printer behind there. And my wife is in the other end of the house, and she does her own thing. She sits in a chair we call a lazy boy. It's a lounge. It's smaller than a sofa, or it's like a sofa for one person. It's a comfortable chair that you could put your feet up, and it's called a lazy boy. So you can Google or you can look up lazy boy and you can see what it is. It's a brand name of a chair, a piece of furniture, and it's called a lazy boy. A lazy boy is a boy that is does nothing. It doesn't want to do things. It's lazy. If you do not know what lazy is, we could talk about it. But we have funny names for furniture, like this. This, you blow your
Tissue.
nose with this. Yes, yes.
Oh,
And
he's a napkins. He's
yeah,
napkins.
but see the word. It's called Kleenex.
Kleenex. What does it mean?
In America, we don't say napkin or for your nose or something. Most of the time, people said, "Do you have a Kleenex?"
Kleenex. Thank you.
Because of the name.
Kleenex.
Because it's been around for over 100 years. So
Okay.
people say, "Oh, do you have a Kleenex?" Or some people say, "Do you have a tissue?"
Yeah, tissue. Tissue.
Tissue.
I only know tissue. I didn't know about Kleenex. That's
But see, if you talk to an American speaker
yeah.
and says, "Do you have a Kleenex?" They would know what you are talking about.
Okay,
But
okay.
we have many different brands, but most people use Kleenex. Oh, it's like toilet paper, for when we go to the bathroom. Some people call it TP. They use the first letter, of toilet, the word toilet, and paper, P, the first letter of the name, and we call it, "Oh, honey, we ran out of TP. Will you get me some more TP?" But TP used to be a place where Native Americans lived in. It was a teepee. But TP can also mean toilet paper.
Mhm.
Sorry, what is the other meaning of TP?
A TP, TEEPEE, TP. It's a
TP.
canvas thing that Indians, Native
Right.
American Indians lived in.
Yeah. I see.
So when you say TP, it could be something like you could live in, or it could also mean toilet paper.
Oh, I see. Right.
American language is very difficult, but I hope that when you speak with American speakers, that when you say a few things that Americans are familiar with, then they will be comfortable with you. So you can throw in a few little funny things that are typical for American speakers. So how are we doing? I could my class will be starting in 45 minutes in 2 weeks, and 13 days. So this time of day for all of you is when I'm going to have my class at in about 45 minutes on every Sunday morning, my time, which will be maybe Sunday afternoon, your time, or Sunday early, just before noon, depending on where you are. I know in Russia, it's earlier than Vietnam. So I hope it's a good time. And it's also going to be, the first class is going to be on July 4th. Do people know how important July 4th is for people in America? Can people give me an answer to that?
July.
I don't know.
Okay.
I guess it
Good. Yeah.
Independent Day would
Yes,
be. That's yeah, that's fantastic.
Independence
I
Day.
know it's so popular celebration, and
Thanks to the Chinese, we have a lot of fireworks that day.
yeah, that's true. Chinese
Fireworks.
invented these fireworks.
And I want to let you know, we buy our fireworks from the Native American Indians. They have places they live, they're called reservations. And we go to where they live to buy fireworks because the Native American Indians, like for example, I live in Washington State, one of 50 states in America. And when I go to an Indian reservation, that is not a state. They live in their own, they have their own rules and laws and regulations different from where I live. So we can go buy fireworks there, or we could buy cigarettes there cheaper than where we buy them in our regular stores, because they live by different rules than we do. So when it is Independence Day or around Independence Day, people go to where the Native Americans live and buy fireworks like crazy, because you cannot buy them anywhere else because they live by different laws and rules. So, and also Native Americans have casinos where people can go and lose all their money. there are many casinos where I live, and but I don't go because I don't want to give them money. I want to save for food. That's how they make their money. They have casinos and gambling and games where slot machines, one-armed bandits, where you put money in and then you get, if you get all sevens or all turnips, money comes back, or card games, or different games. So that is new in America in the last 20 years, where Native American reservations decided to make money from us. We go to them and we lose our money at their machines.
Yeah, I know some people who lost a lot of money, Gordon, thanks for these one-hand bandits. That's crazy, actually. It's
They're also
right now
called slot machines. Slot machines too.
slot
Yes.
machines. It is currently it is makes me smile, but when I heard it, when one of my friends lost, he sell his flat and lost all money.
Yes.
That's bad.
Now, in America, in American language, this is flat.
Yeah.
This is flat.
Yeah.
In American language, a flat is an apartment or a condominium, or I will share other words with you at another time, because then it'll be too much information right now. But when I went to England, I had to learn the English words compared to the American words. I know what a flat is, but many people who are not familiar with what you are saying, they think flat is, flat is this.
Sure. I think this time of the week is the perfect time for me. So I think I would I would keep joining your classes every week on Sunday, right? Sunday at this time. Yeah, sure. Okay, let me keep that. Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay.
And yeah.
Thank
And
you.
I think your speaking speed is quite good to understand to me. I think your speed is not so fast, not like native speaker, and it's really good to understand. It's easy to understand, right? And yeah, I think I would join your class. I would join
Thank
your
you.
classes. Yeah.
Because there on my Facebook page, I made a 21-minute video. I think Erdi has already seen it, where I talk normal. I talk
All right.
faster.
So now it's not your normal speed, right? It's not. Okay, I
No,
got it. Yeah.
but when I'm teacher Chris, I speak this way so people can understand me. And it's okay.
That's why. Yeah, that's
It's
why.
okay, because I want to be clearly understood by everybody, because
It's
when I was
Yeah.
growing up as a little boy or a young man, I had family who did not speak English well. English was not their first language.
yeah. Yeah,
So
it's completely clear. It's completely
yes,
clear.
yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
understand. So I have many family in Denmark where my family came from, where English is their second language. So I'm used to speaking slower and clearer. So
Sure, that
I am used to doing this, and I
that's
find
great.
it quite fun.
Yeah, that's great. But sorry, teacher, I gotta go now. I gotta go now.
Okay, thank you,
Okay,
thank you. We will
thank
see
you.
you. I'm
Thank you
on
for your
Webtalk.
time. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. I sent
Okay,
my request to you.
okay,
Bye.
please,
See you.
brother, connect me on with on web talk, right? Okay, see you.
I've already done.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5 people on with us right now. And hmm,
We
just
have
I'll be
already 4.
4, 5, 4, 3, 2, all gone.
Okay.
um, uh, Anybody has any questions besides Erdi? And please, do you have any questions about English words you have a hard time understanding? Please let me know, and I will take time to assist you. And if not, we can do it at another time. It's okay.
Let me ask. Chris?
Yes.
Let me ask. Uh, I've always frustrated and disappointed how to pronounce the words with W. For example, word, world, worm,
Yeah.
worm.
Yes.
Mhm. There is an animal, an how to, I forgot, insect,
Yes.
like oh, worm, worm,
Worm.
worm. Is
Worm.
it? Yeah, worm,
Worm.
worm that
Good.
eats apple, that
The worm
eats
in the apple. The worm is eating the apple.
worm.
Worm.
But what about warm when it is
Warm.
hot? When
It
it
is
is hot,
warm.
warm,
Warm. It is
warm,
war. It's like WAR. War. It is warm. Warm.
warm, warm,
Warm. Yes, it is warm.
warm, warm,
The worm was cold, so it went into the apple to stay warm.
warm, warm. It's apple. But what about temperature when it is
Warm. It is warm. It is hot. It is humid. It is oh, it's getting hot. It's getting hot in here.
it's too warm?
It's
Yeah.
getting too warm.
Warm.
It's getting
It's
too
the same
warm.
pronunciation with
Yeah.
warm. Yeah.
No, no.
Not the same, but I can't differentiate it.
Okay,
Mhm.
I will spell it out for you.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Worm. W-O-R-M. Worm.
Warm.
Warm. Or
Warm.
warm. W-A-R-M.
Warm. Warm.
Warm.
Warm. Warm.
Warm.
Warm.
Like war. War with an M. Warm. There is a war. World War II. Ooh, that is hard to say. World War II.
World War II.
Yeah.
World War II.
World War. Yeah.
My lips doesn't want don't want
I know.
to move. Warm.
I know. Warm.
World War
World
II.
War II. It's
World
like,
War II.
that's hard to
World
say.
War II.
Yeah. And I'm from Washington. Washington. I'm
Washington.
washing my clothes.
Washington.
I'm washing my clothes with warm water.
I washing my clothes with warm water. With warm water.
Warm water. Yes.
Warm water.
It's hard.
Yeah. Absolutely. Warm.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, Todd, do you have something to say? Share with us? Go ahead. No, okay. Erdi, is there any other consonants in the alphabet you have trouble with besides the W?
Teacher,
Yes.
I really want to talk to you, but my English is not good. I don't know what to say, and I don't know how to make conversation with you.
Go ahead.
Because my pronunciation is not good. My vocabulary is not good, so
I understand you clearly. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know how to make conversation with you. I don't know. I don't know.
You're doing it right now. You're talking with me right now, and you're doing very well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, teacher.
You're doing very well. So go ahead and share with me anything you like.
Uh, how can I learn new word of first verb? First verb.
Learn,
Vocabulary.
vocabulary.
I can't remember it.
Like, do you play a musical instrument? Do you play the piano, or do you do things over and over and over, like play the piano, or do you sing, or you do things over and over? Because when you practice something, like what you are doing now. You are listening to me, and you could imitate, you can pretend that you are saying it. That's okay. Because um, by listening and then trying it, because I remember when I was learning English as a very young boy, I was in your situation right now.
Yeah.
I understand. So please do the best you can. And by doing it, by practicing, you become better and better, because the more you do it,
Yeah.
the thoughts in your head connect with your mouth, and the way you speak, the better it is. It is, it's called confidence. When you get used to it, it will get better. The more you use it, the better it will be. So the more you speak, no matter what it is, the better it will be.
Thank you, teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh, in your opinion, do you think the grammar is important?
Yes, my grammar is not as good when I write
Yeah.
as when I speak.
Yeah.
So it is important to know proper grammar, but most people today in America do not know grammar very well,
Uh,
because they are, I learned grammar in school long time ago, 50 years ago, and it is not taught as much now as it was long time ago. So uh, it depends, like when you want to when you want to talk to a professor or a teacher, or when you try to get a job with someone, it is good to know grammar, proper grammar. But when you are talking to somebody like me in day-to-day conversation, it is okay if you make mistakes or the grammar is not absolutely correct. But grammar does have its place, but grammar is important. But in time. So you do not have to worry about if your grammar is good or poor, because the more I speak with you and the more I help others with correcting correcting their work, which I'm starting to do, my grammar is better because I work at it. So that is something that you can do at your own speed, at your own pace. So I would say do not worry about grammar all the time, but it is good to keep it in mind, to add it to your studies, because it will help in the long run. But most people, um, when you speak with them, their grammar is not very good.
yeah.
but it's okay, because if you want to be successful in university or successful in a profession, grammar is a good thing. But it's good. It's like this is a tool in my box. This is a tool in my pencil box. Grammar is also a tool that you could use in your box of English. So it's something that will help you when you need it, when you need to use it.
Yeah.
So it is good to know grammar. It is good to know when to use it. And it is good when you don't have to rely, or you don't need to speak proper. Like in my class, first class is speaking, and the second class is writing, where we go into grammar. And then the third class is speaking, and then the fourth class is writing. So we balance both. For example, at one time, my speaking English was better than my grammar English. And now both of them are becoming, working with each other better. So it's happening for you, and it is happening for me, because I'm learning all the time, just like you are, even though I've been speaking English for 60 years. I'm still learning. Is that okay?
Yes.
So feel comfortable with your speaking, and no, go ahead, please.
Hi, sorry, teacher class. I am work. I am work. I am only the teacher. Thank you, teacher. Yes. Sorry, I am listen to listen to teacher. Teacher speak English. Uh, Busy. I am busy. Sorry, teacher. Thank you, teacher. The teacher say English. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Listening is a very important thing to have, because when I was a young person, I talked quite a bit, and I did not listen to others.
Thank you, teacher.
It's
Goodbye.
okay to listen.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We are down to 3.
Yeah.
Teacher,
Yes, Hop.
how many children do you have?
0.
0?
No children.
Oh.
I have a wife, and I'm her child. That is humor.
Huh?
I am joking a little bit. I am her husband, but sometimes I act like a child.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a story? How did you meet her?
Okay. I was living on the island of Hawaii in the Pacific Ocean.
Wow.
Yes, at that time. No, Hawaii is one of the most isolated places on Earth because there is more Pacific Ocean around it than most other places. So I was there, and there was an advertisement on TV that was playing over and over and over, many, many times on the television. And it was bothering me. And so I decided to do what the advertisement said. It was a dating site because I was bored. My father just died 2 years before, and I was 50 years old. And I'd given up totally on ever living with another person. That I'd given up, after 30 years of trying, forget about it. So I went on this dating site. 2 days later, I met my future girlfriend and my wife. And for 4 months, we were talking on the computer. And I had a phone like this. And I would leave the house without my family knowing that I left the house. And I would hide somewhere on the property, and in secret, I would talk to my future wife because I did not want my family to know what I was doing because they like to control what I do. So we were talking with each other like you and I are talking right now on the computer for 4 months. And then I decided to go take all my belongings and move to where she lived because she lived on the east coast of the United States by the Atlantic Ocean. And so she was 6 hours away from me. And so we took our time getting to know each other on the computer, on the phone. And this was before we had social media. This is before we had Facebook or Webtalk. That was new at that time. So she did not know that I came to live there permanently. And then everybody was surprised a few days later that I'm not going anywhere, I'm staying here. And so they finally found out that I was there and I was not leaving. So that's how I met my wife. And 11 years later, we are living in a house alone because of the COVID virus. We have not seen anybody for 3 months. And she is very excited about me teaching English because 11 years ago, we were talking about going to Vietnam or going to a foreign country for a year or two to teach English. So we let it go. We forgot about it. And now 11 years later, I'm doing it. And maybe someday in a couple of months, my wife will be a teacher too. We will wait and see.
Wow, it would be great. It's so interesting. Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, the other day, now I don't know if you know Abdur Rahman.
Abdurrahman. Yeah.
Yeah, Abdur and I are on video chat quite a bit. And then my wife, Anne, came in came into this room, and then he got to visit with Anne, and he was very excited because he wants to know what Anne does, and she will possibly participate someday because she likes to work in the garden. She grows vegetables. She makes her own bread and things like that. We are the same age. It's her birthday next week, but she doesn't want me to talk about it because, she likes to be younger than me, even though it's 110 days apart. She likes it when I'm 63 and she is 62.
What kind of vegetables does she grow?
Radishes. So far, radishes.
Radishes. Wow,
Yes.
radish. That's cool.
That's
I
so
like
far.
the salad with radishes.
Yes. And then we will have lettuce and other things, but we are doing it very slowly because we have crows. Do you know what crows are? The big black birds. Crows. Crows.
Crow? Oh, sorry. I make it clear, please.
Crow. C-R-O-W. Crows.
Crow.
Caw.
Crows.
Caw. Caw.
Ah, car. Yeah, I know crows.
Crows.
Yeah, I thought it is a vegetable.
No, but
crows.
we have
It's a
crows.
bird. It's a
Yeah, and
bird.
then we have bunny rabbits. We have rabbits and crows. We live next to a big lake. We live in the city, but we have lots of trees and we have a lake next to us. We don't live in a city. We live outside a city. And it's called, in America, we call it suburbs.
Suburbs.
Yes.
I
Do you know
got
what
you.
suburbs are?
Yeah. I know. Suburbs is rural area
Rural.
next to
Yes. It is
the
not rural and it's not city. It's in between.
between.
In between. It's a little bit of city and it's a little bit of rural. Little bit of both.
Usually it is around of a city. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Ha. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Huh?
I was born, go ahead. I was born in a big city. I grew up in a big city, and my wife grew up in the country or in the suburbs. And now, when I met my wife, I moved from big city to the suburbs or more in the country for the first time. Yes.
I want to join your class. How can I join to your class?
Do you remember when you signed into this class now?
Yeah.
On Saturday, 4th of July, I will have a posting in Webtalk that I will have a Zoom like this that people can log onto. I will have like a code and a password. I have not set it up yet, but I will have something ready that people can use every week at the same time. Any more about me you want to know? Because when we have class, I don't want to spend all the class talking about me.
I just want to ask, how old are you?
How old I am?
Yes,
Okay. I was born in 1957.
1957.
Yes,
Oh. And your wife?
1957.
Oh.
Teacher,
Yes.
how how would be built your lesson? It would it be about grammar or
Okay,
pronunciation?
good question, Eddie. We would talk about grammar in the second and the fourth week when we talk about grammar, uh, more like from articles that we read, like from newspaper or magazines, or stories that we read from a book or online. And then the first week, we talk about how we speak, how we talk. And so we have questions about um, that, more of speaking, how to speak better, or how to speak American English better the first week and the third week. And second and fourth week, we talk about how you could be better when you write things down, where grammar is very important. Like, I give you example, like, Mom, I did good in school. Now, she would correct me and say, Chris, you should say, I did well in school instead of good. So that is the use of better grammar in speech. So that is an example of using grammar in speech, knowing when to use well instead of good when you say something.
Oh, if we when we praise someone, for example, our friends, or we should to say, "Wow, you are doing well," not "Wow, you are doing good." Yeah.
Yes, but most people today say, well, you're doing good. Hey, you're doing good. But that's even on television, the people who do the news, who speak the news, most people on television now, they say good rather than well. Only people who are professors or people who are in academia or are English professors or people who are from my time in life, they may be they may use well instead of good. I catch myself saying good at times instead of well. So it depends. Let's say you want to impress, or you want to impress somebody when you want to have a better job. So when you talk to somebody and you want they are interviewing you, I think it's a good idea to speak your best grammar. But if you just want to talk with anybody on the street or just casual, it's okay to say, oh, you're doing good, man. You're doing great. That's awesome, man. You're awesome. It's cool. You know, it 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 depends on the situation, because if you speak proper English all the time, then some people think you're out of place. You're crazy. Why are you speaking strangely to me? Why don't you just speak like me? Or why not? So um, I will show that it's okay to be casual. Depending on the situation, it's okay to be relaxed and not worry about the grammar as much, as long as you know that the grammar is not as good as it normally would be. But don't feel bad about it, because it just it's a benefit for them more than a benefit for you. Because if you talk like a professor of English or a teacher of English all the time to some people, they will turn you off like a television or a radio. They will stop listening to you because you're not speaking the way they are speaking. Is that clear? So it's good to know how to speak with excellent grammar. And it's also good to know when to turn it off and talk with other people in a casual situation or in a relaxed situation. It's good to know both.
Thank you.
But I was trained to speak well. I was trained to speak well.
I and quite often I catch myself that I wrote incorrect and in my post, and so how to improve my writing skills?
This is new for me with modern technology. You could use a spell checker or a grammar checker on your computer. There is software on there that you could type something out, and then you can check the grammar on it, and they can give you different ways of phrasing it. That's a help. You may not have me with you all the time, so you could use things like a grammar checker, put that on your computer. Now we're down to two, just you and me. Or you can do it the old fashioned way and get a book on grammar. And if you're not sure that you're not typing it correctly, or writing it out correctly, you can look it up. Or you can just, ask me to look at it, and it'll be good practice for me to see. Oh well, Eddie, why don't we try it this way? How does this sound? Now, one thing I find when I am now editing Abdur's writings, and so when I read his work, I say his writings out loud. So if you are not sure of what you are writing on Webtalk, for example, say it out loud and see if it sounds okay to you. And if it does not sound okay, well, maybe you can fix it. Because I edit my stuff on Facebook. I mean, on Webtalk all the time, because I may be using too many words, or the subject should be in a different place in the sentence, or I have troubles all the time myself. So it's fun to play around with it, and then And if it sounds right, it's okay.
Thank you. Thank you. But I don't know actually. Sometimes I don't know sounds it's right or correct or not.
Well, look it
Because,
up. Look it up. If you have a book of English, a dictionary or a thesaurus or any kind of a book, or you look it up online. Look it up. See if you can find a grammar checker that you can add to your browser or to your Webtalk, and that's called cheating, but it's okay. Use the tools that are out there. It's okay.
thank you.
Have fun. That's what I say to everybody. Have fun with your English. It's like a game or something. Have fun with it. And if you don't think it's right, okay, well, work on it. It will be better. The more I write, the better my writing is. So it's true to me too.
Uh, I saw you have your own YouTube channel, and I saw you editing, making your videos interesting for viewers. It's so great, and you're doing well. And
I do
tell
that. I
me
do that
what.
for fun. Now, what
Mhm.
I will give you a surprise. What I'm going to do in the near future is that I'm going to give recordings like now of examples of grammar or examples, just short little things. So you can go to a channel and then you could watch something that I would do that will help with your struggle with English. So, you know, now, is a bad, bad habit. My father did not like me to say, you know. He would, as a young boy, he would, every time I would say, he would go like this,
Mhm.
Dad, yeah, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
So that is a bad habit. That is a bad habit saying, Well, maybe Eddie doesn't know. So I try to speak the best I can. Now, I have trouble distinguishing when to use the word may and the word can. I
I
have
thought
trouble with those two words.
I thought
Uh,
that using uh,
like,
may.
may I do it or can I do it? So I still have to look up when to use may and when to use can.
One of my teacher told me that it is when we use may, it is very polite way, isn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's proper.
Mm.
And when you say can, it's like, okay, I will use a term that you may not be familiar with. Pedestrian. Pedestrian,
Pedestrian.
you know what? That's just a person on the street.
Yeah. It's road for pedestrians.
Yes. So if people who use can all the time, it sounds very pedestrian, which means it's just an average person, I don't think it's a very kind term. It's not a very kind term to use. So there are many English words that may not be very kind because it's demeaning. So when you say pedestrian, oh, you use can all the time. It's pedestrian. That means that you're lowering the standards of an average person. So it may not be a kind thing. So I'm becoming more aware. I'm becoming more aware of every word I say because it would make a difference as a teacher. So I may have to improve my speech as well because people look at me in an important way. So I have to be the best I can be. But
Teacher Chris, thank you so much. So
you're
sorry, I would
welcome.
like to talk to you more and more, but I have to do something.
That's good. That's good.
I have to go.
That's fine because it's time for me to. I think Abdur is trying to get in touch with me. So I want to go to bed soon because it's 1 o'clock in the morning here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
You're
so
so
much.
welcome.
Bye bye. See you.
Bye bye. До свидания. Whatever.
Пока.
See you, Eddie.
See
Bye
you.
bye. Thank you for
Bye.
being here.
It was pleasure.
A pleasure.